Okay, so I decided to make a video this week, kind of showing how the process goes. I started doing this weekly thing with my good friend Jerry a couple weeks ago. Started with, I believe it was a Joe Satriani song, "The Mighty Turtlehead," and I called him up and asked him if he'd be interested in doing a cover with me, and he said yeah. So that's kind of how it started. And then after we finished, we talked about it for a little bit and had some, we did have a lot of fun doing it. So we decided to make this a weekly thing. So I figured I'd give you guys a look into how that gets put together. And so basically, we will text back and forth pretty much all week. And we did anyway before we started doing this stuff. We've been friends since 7th or 8th grade, somewhere around there. He went to a different grade school than I did, but we were both in the band, and we both played the drums. I played snare drum. He also played snare drum, and our band teacher went to both schools. So he had done these concerts where he would have both the schools come together and do like this big concert band thing. And that's kind of how we met, and we talked about music, and we were into a lot of the same bands. And I actually played guitar, and he actually played drums, like the full drum set. And basically, we started playing together that way. We were kids, and we were into a lot of the progressive rock bands like Rush and Dream Theater at the time, and that was like our common interest. And we would get together and pretend to play that stuff because it was pretty hard. But at the time, we made it sound like we knew what we were doing. So many years later, fast forward to now, and we're still playing together. We've been playing together for years, on and off. But whenever we have the opportunity, we play. So this week's song, in texting each other back and forth, we chose another Rush song. It's an instrumental. The reason why we did an instrumental this week is because I'm just getting over the flu. I had the flu. Lucky me. So my voice is not up to 100% right now, so I figured I'd give my voice a rest for this week and focus on an instrumental, another song that we love by Rush, called "Leave That Thing Alone." So I'm going to show you the process in which I do this. So we decide on a song. We picked, well, actually he picked this one because he's a big Rush fan too. And I just, after he told me the song, I was like, yep, we can do that. So what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll download the song, like the music. I have it because I'm a big Rush fan, so I have the album. I'll listen to it, and then I will go and find sheet music and MIDI files. So the sheet music will give me a MIDI file. I will dump the MIDI file in to Logic Pro, which I'll do right now. Alright, so I'll start a new from template, because I always do this, writing a song, because I have all the presets set in here for whenever I want to start, so I don't have to waste time. I've already saved the MIDI file, so what I'll do is I'll import it. Import MIDI file, and then there it is. Leave that thing alone. Import tempo, so it changes everything for me. It'll change the tempo, which happens to be 120, I guess. Yep, close enough. And MIDI always sounds like garbage, but I use it as a like a template to follow. And in a lot of cases, they'll be wrong sometimes, and I'll have to like go in and change stuff. Like sometimes there'll be a measure short. Oop, come on, there it goes. Okay, I always raise the volume on all the MIDI tracks. And what I'll do is I'll pull the drums out, bump that up, boop, and I'll bump it down to my drum track. Delete that. And my drums. And again, the drums are just for me, so when I'm playing, when I'm, learning the song or practicing the song or recording the song, it's my ultimate metronome. So I'll use that as a guide. And then when Jerry comes over, usually on a Tuesday or a Thursday, he will sit down at the drums, and I will remove those drums, and then I will literally record him playing with video and audio at the same time, so that when I sync the video up in my video editing program, it lines up perfectly because it's exactly what he played. So, and I do the same thing for my guitar parts. It just makes life so much easier. Instead of having to go back and play along to myself. And yeah, so. But again, like when you do these MIDI files, you'll find a lot of mistakes. It just happens. Here's Alex Lifeson's guitar, so I'll take that out because I'm going to do my own guitar. I'll leave in the MIDI bass until I record my bass part. And that's, pretty much what I do. And then there's an organ sound which kicks in later, right here. See, that doesn't sound right, so that does. So I end up fixing a lot of that. It's a wedding organ. I think I'm gonna look for something closer to a pipe organ, which is basically a wedding organ, but I want one with more body to it. So there's a lot of options here. I have toccata organ. Toccata, like I would imagine from the Toccata and Fugue in D minor, which is the ever so popular. And a lot of times too, if you're not getting the sound you want, you also have to check out the actual notes that they use, because the voicings might not be right. So you might have to move the voicings around. So, see, that doesn't sound right. Here's a fugue organ. Let's try that one. Yeah, I kind of like that one better. It's also really good to reference the original track so that you can, get an idea. It doesn't have to be perfect because I'm not literally trying to recreate the song 100% the way it is. I'm just trying to give myself a good backing track to record to. So, all right, now the hard part. So let's open up the track, the real track. Ooh, let's see, let's go Rush. A lot of music. Lots and lots of music. Rush, rush, rush. There they are. All right. I also separate my music into studio albums, live albums, and like other things. So what I want to do is go to the Rush recording, which is Leave That Thing Alone, which is on Counterparts. Yeah, there it is. Alright, so I can hear the clean guitar has a lot of compression on it. So I'm going to go to my clean guitar. And again, it doesn't have to sound exactly like it. I just want to get something that sounds good. So I can go with the Petrucci plugin, the Gojira plugin. I think Petrucci is good for the clean stuff. Gojira, they're good for like the dirty clean, add a little little grit to it. I also have to get the timing down of that riff, the intro riff, because it's not a standard. It's not in standard timing. It has like a weird. There's like an extra beat to it. Although the song is in 4/4 to start. There's like an extra in the beginning of it. All right. Anyway, let's find that clean. Let's find that clean tone, shall we? So I have to arm that track to hear it. Yeah, it's a little too much other stuff going on there. So let's switch this to a basic clean, which. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is get rid of any delays, any reverbs. There we go. Because it's a very, very clean sound. So then I'll look at the compression. So I also have to keep in mind that I'm going to be compressing the guitar track after the signal. So I compress it in the signal and then compress it again afterwards to kind of bring it out in the mix. But that's all mixing. I'll do that after. So for now, sounds like a pretty good amount of compression. I will skip over to the amp itself. Let's see, let's make it a little brighter. Yeah, it's not bad. Bring up the, turn the gain down. Well, the gain's not very high, so. Yeah, so that one sounds not bad. All right. So then we will hear it. Oh, I could do like a little run through. Go back here. I also noticed that I have to tune my guitar a little bit. It's a very good thing to do before you start recording is to check the tuning. Because then you want to make sure all your other instruments are in tune with each other. So I'm actually not terrible on the E. B is a little flat. There's my G. My D is a little sharp. A little bit sharp. And then E. There we go. There we go. So, some rare instances when you're playing along with the recording could be tuned a tad higher than normal. Your standard tuning A is about 440 hertz frequency. There are some albums that I've played along to where they're a little sharper than that. And I don't know why they did it that way, but it could have been recorded normal and then the tape speed, it sped up just a tiny bit. I mean, there's a lot of different reasons why that could have happened. But in this case, let's see if we're actually... So in this case, the recording is in standard tuning. Okay, so I kind of like that guitar sound. So I'm going to copy this preset, and I'm actually going to copy it into the other Guitar Clean track. When I record guitar tracks, I always record two. I usually pan them one left, one right, gives it a much bigger sound. It also helps with recording video. I can do two different guitar angles, and then I can use either one because I'm literally just doubling exactly what I played. So that's pretty much what I do. So anyways, I am going to get with this recording, and I hope you guys enjoyed this little look into how we do this. When Jerry does come over to do the drums, I will, of course, I end up recording him playing so that I use for the video. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys real soon. I got more videos to do, so. All right. Peace.